Happy Friday, everyone. I'm so surprised that it's already Friday, but boom, here it is. Crazy that it's already Friday, but it is, and it is the last Friday in March. Where is this year going? It is like sailing by. So crazy. So I wanted to go live today and talk about confidence, and specifically, what does it take to be confident? And the reason that I wanted to talk about this particular topic today is I get that question from a lot of my moms. They may have a teenage daughter and they see her, they're like, my daughter is so beautiful, she's amazing in school, she's very talented, she plays a musical instrument or plays sports really well or whatever it is, but she just doesn't seem to have any self-confidence. And the parents and the moms just don't understand. They're like, why does my beautiful baby not have confidence? Like, what is it? I don't talk down to my kid. I don't understand why they're lacking confidence. And they're so good in so many things. Why is it that they're not confident? And so I thought this was a really important topic to address, especially because it's come up a lot this week. Confidence and self-esteem has come up a ton, so I wanted to talk about it. And, there's kind of two sort of types of confidence. There's kind of like the external, and a lot of times what we see projected as confidence, this external confidence, is not always, sometimes it actually is genuine confidence, but sometimes it is not confidence at all. It's actually false bravado. Or you might have somebody who's like very, very egotistical. And again, that goes along with a false bravado, and they're like, oh, that person's so confident, but really inside they're not confident at all. And so they just project this huge front. And so people like that are the ones that you will see that, if anybody gives them any sort of constructive feedback or whatever that is basically anything that contradicting the message that they're perfect, they get really, really mad. So those people are actually not really internally very confident. Those are the ones that are putting up false bravado. So confidence really comes from inside. It's not something that you can get from tons of people complimenting you. It's not even really something that you get from like having amazing academic performance, or let's say even like playing a musical instrument or sports or something really, really well. Those things, they can help with confidence, but they actually don't create confidence. So what is it that does create confidence? This is the golden question, right? And really the answer is not as simple as a lot of people might want to hear, but here it is. What actually it takes to really be confident is a healthy dose of self-love. And when I mean self-love, I don't mean like you go in the mirror and you're just like, oh, I'm so gorgeous. Like every time you look, like it doesn't have anything to do with being attractive or telling yourself, oh, I'm so hot. Like self-love is really just kind of like being good with who you are, with your talents, with the things that you're not talented at, and just being like okay to show up as you. So like if you show up with no makeup on and you're just like, hey, here I am, it's not a beauty pageant, like it's all good. Like that is, that's confidence. Just really being okay with who you are and showing up however you feel like showing up and not being affected at all by what other people say. That is true confidence. And that it really comes from spending time turned inwards, listening to your inner voice, like finding that core of who you are, those values, those things that are most important to you, and honoring that. That is how you build real confidence, right? And with that type of confidence, that confidence that hears your inner voice, like in any situation, you're like, okay, I know what's right for me in this situation, and it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. You actually can hear that voice of yours inside. That is how you know that you've developed confidence. And the best way to develop confidence that real confidence and that self-love is to actually take good care of yourself and spend time nurturing yourself. So what do I mean by nurturing yourself? And this is something that I tell all my teens. I actually make them set up self-care time, even if it's only 30 minutes in a day. And that time is time doing something that they actually really like to do. So whether that's doodling on a notepad, whether it's, painting with watercolors with one of those little watercolor kits or a paint by number, or knitting, or just journaling, or going for a bicycle ride outside, taking a walk with your dog, like whatever it is, that is the thing that you really like to do. Like, it doesn't matter, I'm talking things that you like to do with nobody else around, right? And like I said, it could be reading a book. It could be just about anything. Those things that nurture you, it could be taking a bath. Baths are really nice. It could be taking a bath. Like, just taking the time to do that for yourself every single day will put you in touch with that inner voice, that inner sense of knowing of what's right for you, what's not right for you. Some people call it a muse, like their inner muse. Like if you think about the olden days, they talked to like poets or composers or whatever that had a muse, like somebody or something that like helped coax out their utmost creativity. Like, that is tuning into that muse of yourself, which I said could be writing, could be reading, could be taking a bath, could be taking a walk, could be, playing a sport. It could be anything, any of those things. And taking the time to do that for yourself is how you build that confidence. How you don't build that confidence, or how you erode that confidence, is just, I got to grind it out. I got to pedal to the metal. No, I can't take the time for myself because I have to get good grades, or I have to do this, I have to do this. And putting yourself last on the list is how you do not build confidence, and how you actually erode your confidence. Because what happens is that inner muse that you have, that inner self of yours, is not being nurtured, right? You're ignoring it because it's telling you, hey, let's take a walk. Hey, let's draw. Hey, let's read a book. And you're telling it, I don't have time for you. I don't have time for you. I don't have time for you. And so it stops talking to you. And that voice, that inner voice of yours, is what gives you the confidence. And so when you ignore it, when you beat it down, when you tell it you don't have time for it, your confidence goes with it. And you start living your life for other people, whether that be parents, whether it be peers, whether it be bosses, whether it be, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever. You start living your life for these other people, and you don't have that confidence of yourself because you don't even know that inner voice of yours has been silenced. So what it takes to actually be confident, the master key to building confidence, is to set aside non-negotiable time for yourself. Even if on some days you have such a packed schedule that time for yourself is literally 5 minutes, right? I recommend 30 minutes or more a day. Again, it could be done in the morning, could be done in the night, could be done at your lunchtime, doesn't matter. But to nurture that voice, that inner voice of your own, to nurture that muse that's inside of you, to do something nice for yourself for 30 minutes a day, more if you can, more is always better, but 30 minutes a day, you will nurture that inner self. You will hear that inner voice, and it's almost like feeding like an amazing like tree, right? Like you have this amazing sense of confidence and sense of self-esteem and sense of stuff that just grows in you from you taking that time, just that little bit of time for yourself every single day. And then that builds in you, and you hear that voice. And so when it comes time to do something, absolutely you can stand up and speak and be confident. If you need to ask for something, you're like, hey, yes, I need this, right? Like, hey, you can absolutely stand up and be confident. And when you're with peers or, potential love interests and someone wants you to do something that you don't really want to do, you can say, thanks, but I think I'm going to pass. Because you hear that inner voice and you're not so used to choking it out that you hear it, you know what happens when you honor it, which is only the best for you. You honor it and you move forward. That's how you have that confidence. That's how you have the thing, those people, they're just like, well, how can you stand strong in the face of this? Because they have that peace, that inner voice, that connection to that. Some people call it your soul. I'll call it your soul, right? That connection to your soul, and that speaks to you. And it doesn't matter what anyone else says. You know that what your soul is telling you is always right. And so, of course, you can have confidence. Of course, you can stand strong in the face of anything because what your soul tells you is always right, and you know that, and you have that connection. But it's really almost impossible to be confident without that connection, because without hearing the voice of your soul, you just kind of go whichever way the wind blows or whichever way somebody, convinces you to go. So what it takes to be confident, the magical key to building confidence, and this is what I have all my teens do, is to spend at least 30 minutes a day, almost every day. I will tell you every day, but I could get it. There could be a one-off situation where you got to get up at 4 a.m. for a flight and you're flying all day and you can't take that time, whatever. But pretty much every day, at least 30 minutes for yourself, nurturing yourself in your muse and what you like to do, that creative outlet that you have. And by doing that, that confidence is going to start to grow in you and you will be amazed. Working with an awesome coach also helps build it, but the awesome coach will help you when you can't seem to make yourself, do those things that build the confidence, or when you feel like you need some other techniques to help as well. But that is what I have for you on this amazingly beautiful and very warm here in North Carolina Friday. So I wish you a wonderful weekend. If you are curious about working with me, you have a teen or yourself that is struggling with self-confidence, self-esteem, and you want to see what it's like to work with me, you can either send me a DM on Facebook or text Moon to 90407. My website is also lornamoon.com, and there is a link there also to schedule a call. So lots of ways to reach out. I am here. I would love to help you. I would love to talk to you further. Reach out. I'm looking forward to talking to you soon. Have a wonderful weekend and take care.